Hello, and thank you for watching Direct Systems Tutorials. Today we're going to go through the differences between our old version of software, the TPS, very, very old software, and the SQL updated version, which is actually the middle version of our software. And the main differences are when you go to log in to Direct Systems, you will now need to enter your username as well as your password. Currently, you're only going to be entering your password, and then when you tab through, you'll see your username, but you don't have to enter that at the moment. So this is going to be a big change. But then once you're in the software in all modules except for Customer Service Dispatch will work the same. But in Customer Service Dispatch, there are changes because you can now access any company's shipments from any other company's Customer Service Dispatch Manager. You can search through it so that you don't see that, but you can also have it so that it shows all shipments, and then therefore you're looking at everything because they can share billing, basically. So when you go into the shipments section at the top, it is now organized in the normal IBS top-down manner. You would normally add a new company job first. They're called company jobs rather than shipments at this level. And then active jobs is probably where you're currently going most of the time. Because you can see multiple companies, this is why you're presented with a screen where you can narrow it down if you want. In this screen, you could go to just one company, or you can include all companies. If you go to just one company, you can then just look at different branches that are there, or include all branches. If all services is ticked, then you're looking at all services, but if it's not ticked, then you can choose the services. And please understand this is demo data, so it may not look exactly like a real company per se. But in this case, we're going to look at all companies and all services and all coordinators, because that's another selection that you can narrow down on there too. So if I click on Begin, immediately it looks a little bit more familiar now, like you would see in your old version. At this point, basically, if you go in here and you've not set it to looking at just a particular company, you will be able to see other companies' shipments in here. This is what the main screen of a shipment looks like now. And so here you've got your addresses, your control dates, phone numbers, and in the bottom section, you've got where you can enter the billing charges, the work tickets. You've got images and letters here as well if you're using those things, or tasks. There is a national account button as well, which when you move over to the next tab, or other, that's where you might see things that you're a bit more familiar with filling in. You can add your national account and the bill to down here, and use the rest of this information just as you normally would. It's just separated out differently. It is all the same information, so you'll get used to it in time. Then you've got a tab with miscellaneous fields, a tab with a van line. You can add agency and things like that there. You've got a section for notes. You can just look at different types of notes or include all notes. You can insert them here. Then you can go to instructions, which will then show on a work ticket. And then you've got a containers tab at the top as well. So going back to the general information where it lands you to begin with, in the right-hand side, in order for a job to go to history, which is now called archive job, all of the work tickets need to be completed. It needs to be dispatched and billed. Now, if you're not using dispatch and you're not using billing, then you would need to untick these when you create the job, and then you could just archive the job. But if you're using these things, then you do have to actually make sure that all of your work tickets are completed and all of your billing is done, and that it is actually dispatched date-wise. Then you would be able to click on Archive Job, And when you go to verify, it will actually agree that it's ready to go. But in this case, it's not ready to go because there are things that are not done. So that is a major difference between the old system and the new system. And hopefully that has answered a lot of the questions about the main differences between the versions. And do let us know if you have any other questions. Thank you very much.